I never thought retiring from the army would land me in the middle of a real-life siege on my own damn property. Hell, I bought that old spread in rural Texas just to escape the noise, chase some quiet sunsets with my dogs, and maybe raise a few goats without anyone breathing down my neck. But nope. Barely a week in, this slick Oak Ridge HOA rolls up like they own the place, slapping me with rules I never signed up for, turning my dream into a nightmare faster than a summer storm. I'm Jack Thompson, 42, former combat engineer. And let me tell you, what started as a petty fence dispute snowballed into something way darker. Greed, sabotage, and a fight that tested every ounce of grit I had left. It all kicked off innocently enough, or so I thought. I'd saved up for years to snag those 10 acres of rolling hills and dusty trails outside of Elmwood, figuring it'd be my slice of heaven. No neighbors closer than a mile, just me, my mutts Duke and Scout, and the wide-open sky. Then this weaselly guy in a polo shirt shows up at my gate, clipboard in hand, snapping pics of my weathered barn like it's a crime scene. Turns out, the previous owners had quietly folded the land into this HOA expansion without a whisper, and now they're dictating everything from the color of my roof to how many animals I can keep. You gotta comply, buddy, he smirks, shoving a stack of bylaws at me thicker than a phone book. Or there'll be consequences. I laughed it off at first. Consequences? On my own land? But deep down it gnawed at me, this feeling of being boxed in, like all those years dodging IEDs overseas were for nothing if I couldn't even protect my backyard here at home. Things escalated quick. First, my fence gets sliced open one night. Goats wandering out, one getting clipped by a passing rig on the county road. Poor thing didn't stand a chance, and the sheriff just shrugs, says no evidence. Then my well pump starts spitting foul water, crops wilting overnight from some poison they must have dumped in there. Made my blood boil, thinking about the sweat I'd poured into that soil already. And the mailbox? Boom, rigged with a cheap explosive when I grabbed my mail, shards grazing my arm, needing stitches, but again, accidental, according to the law. Yeah, right. I could feel the noose tightening. This HOA wasn't just pushy bureaucrats. They were playing dirty, maybe tied to bigger fish who saw my land as prime real estate for flipping, or worse, something hidden beneath it that I didn't even know about yet. That's when the soldier in me woke up. I wasn't going to roll over, not after everything I'd survived. So I dug in, literally, rigged the perimeter with motion sensors, hidden cams in the mesquite trees, tripwires that'd blare alarms loud enough to wake the dead. And yeah, I ordered some non-lethal poppers, those pressure-triggered gadgets from my army days that blast noise and die, legal as apple pie but scary as hell. Trained Duke and Scout with sharp whistles to patrol the edges, turned my barn loft into a command post with screens and a radio. Felt a bit paranoid at first, but after that mailbox stunt, paranoia seemed smart. Called up my old squad mate Tyler, now running a security gig in Austin, told him the score. And he shows up with gear and a couple of ex-Marines, shaking his head like, "Jack, you always find trouble, don't you?" We fortified the place, drones buzzing overhead, backup Jennies humming, and waited, because I knew they'd come harder, these Oak Ridge goons, driven by whatever power trip or payoff made them think they could bully a vet off his homestead. The first big hit came under a moonless sky, sensors ping, and there they are on the feed, a dozen shadows in black tactical gear slipping through the brush like ghosts, hired muscle no doubt, not cops, moving with that cocky precision that screams overconfidence. One steps on a popper, bam, blue dye explodes, guy tumbles yelling, "Ambush!" Another triggers the sonic boom, shaking the ground so hard the goats bolt, hollering like banshees. Chaos erupts, them scrambling, helmets flying. One dude freezes on a fake mine patch, boot hovering, and I whisper into the mic from the loft, "Don't even twitch, pal." He spins wild-eyed. "Who the hell are you?" I chuckle low. Just a guy defending his dirt, and watch as his buddies hit the net trap I'd rigged on the shed ladder, one plummeting into hay with a thud that'd bruise his ego more than his bones. Then headlights slice the dark, a beefy SUV rolls in, and out steps the clipboard creep himself. Let's call him Derek Voss, shotgun in grip, barking, "Drag him out!" But oh, the sweet irony. He sends his last team over the creek bridge I'd booby-trapped, and click boom, air burst flings him into the water, spluttering and cursing. I blast the speaker. "Get off my land, Voss. This ain't your playground." He glares up, face twisted. "You're done, Thompson. This is bigger than your stubborn ass." But right then, Sirens wail, county deputies flood in, lights flashing, megaphone booming, weapons down, hands up. Voss's crew pales, drops gear, and as they cuff him, I spot movement inside my house. Someone snuck in quiet, avoiding every trap like they had a map. Heart pounding, I slide down the loft, grab a flare pistol, non-lethal, but up close, it'd light up their world, and creep through the root cellar tunnel I'd dug months back, emerging in the pantry, footsteps creaking overhead. Up the stairs slow, peek into my bedroom, and there she is, a sharp-dressed woman rifling my deeds, badge reading Oak Ridge Enforcement, pistol holstered, cool as ice. She turns, eyes locking. Jack Thompson, right? Just gathering proof of your noncompliance. I level the flare. Lady, that's breaking and entering. You're the criminal here. She smirks, hands up slow. You set traps, assaulted our team. HOA runs this county, you're outmatched. But her voice wavers when I mention the cams, the uploads to my lawyer and the press. Walk out or get carried, I say. And she backs down, muttering, This ain't over. Just as deputies burst in, cuff her, haul her out to the mess outside where Voss stares daggers at me from the squad car, pure venom in his eyes like I'd stolen his kingdom. But peace? Nah, that was a joke. They went underground next, slicing my internet lines, flooding my pump house subtle-like, choking me out without a trace. Tyler looks worried. This ain't random, Jack. Organized, like they got eyes everywhere. We amp up. Sat dishes, thermal scans, the works. And sure enough, drones catch 'em creeping in with gas cans, aiming to torch the house. Drop it, I yell from behind the tractor, flare ready, as Tyler pops a warning shot. Duke lunges, yanks one down, gas spilling but no spark, the guy growling, You're finished! While we zip tie him, call the law again. Deputies arrive, shocked at the war zone, and I decide enough. Upload every clip, hit the press with a vet's tale of HOA tyranny, because if they want war, I'll make it public. Shine light on their shady grabs driven by jealousy over prime land, or maybe something buried deep that's worth killing for. The mind game's ramped up. Power cuts, notes pinned with knives. Shut off the cams or we shut you down for good. Even a dummy in an Oak Ridge vest rigged with a hidden recorder mocking my blind spots. Then the big play. Suits roll up with a truck blasting an LED screen. Voss's face looming large. Thompson, you've defied us long enough. Eminent domain kicks in. 48 hours to vacate. I grit my teeth. They're fabricating claims, twisting laws for control. But Tyler grins grim. Time to fortress up. We expand the minefield, add decoys, noise bombs, turning every inch into a puzzle of pain. And when they come with bulldozers and goons under floodlights, banners flapping, reclamation in progress, it's on. Poppers erupt, machines jolt, one dozer smokes out on my buried rattlers. Voss steps out mic in hand. You chose this war. As I flare the second one, tires popping, it crashes sideways. But then a tank of a man emerges, federal contractor patch gleaming, megaphone booming, Stand down or we remove you. Tyler whispers, Fall back, and we lure him into the house net, tangling him in barbs. Helicopter thumps drown it all. Real feds drop in, badges flashing, lead agent Karen Ruiz barking, Stand down all of you, investigating HOA fraud. A sniper shot cracks dirt near her, everyone dives. Overwatch in the silo, Tyler yells, and I bolt, climbing that rusty ladder quiet, tackling the shooter from behind, wrestling his rifle away, jamming the flare under his chin. Who sent you? He gasps. Voss. But it's Summit Ventures pulling strings for the rare earth minerals under your land worth billions. My gut drops. That's the motive. Corporate greed masking as HOA power, stealing futures for profit. I tie him, descend to chaos turning. Ruiz's team arrests the lot, but a jet screams in miles off, and soon Victor Hale, Summit's billionaire CEO, struts up in his tailored suit, smirking, Beautiful day, Thompson. 50 mil cash. Walk away clean. I cross arms. Not for sale, as Ruiz flashes her badge. You're under arrest for fraud, Hale. Step on this land and add trespassing. His guards twitch. Shot rings warning, and cuffs click. Hale hisses. This machine doesn't stop with me. You've poked the bear. But wait. Drones spot bulldozers on bordering federal land. Permits filed sneaky. They drain the minerals from the side, skirting my fence. Rage builds, but I rally. Call vets, ranchers, press, turning my hill into a protest camp, bonfires crackling, signs waving, defend our dirt. Media swarms, governor halts ops, and then Washington rolls in. The Interior Secretary himself shakes my hand. You exposed the rot, Thompson. Full probe. Your ranch protected as heritage forever. No grabs, ever. Weight lifts. Sunsets glow brighter. But Hale's words linger. This greed machine hums on, bigger than one win. What do you think? Was I right to fight tooth and nail? Or should folks just sell out to these corporate sharks? Drop a comment below, share your take on land rights, justice in small towns, or that one HOA horror story. Let's keep the conversation going. Hit like if you'd stand your ground too.